Don't you wish there was a version of golf that let you attack every pin, play aggressively, and go for every putt without worrying about the dreaded triple bogey? Well, look no more, because this century-old betting system is about to change the way you play golf forever. And yes, I'm talking about Stableford. Make you make a triple on one, and your partner makes a birdie? Don't worry, you're still in it, and that's why so many people love Stableford, the point-based scoring system that lets numerous players compete against each other, regardless of handicap differences. So without further ado, let's dive into the world of Stableford, and welcome back to the Golf Vault. Before we answer the big question, what is Stableford, we need to take you back, way back, to a man from Wales with the last name, you guessed it, Stableford. Back in the late 1800s, Stableford wanted to answer a common problem among golfers. How do we keep competition throughout the whole round? In stroke play, it's very common to blow a round by one or two bad holes, and if you're playing casually with your friends, this doesn't make it any fun, especially if there's money on the line. So, to solve this problem, Stableford came up with a golf scoring system that created pure competition down to the last hole, regardless of skill. Let's take a look at how scoring works in Stableford. As I explain, make sure to follow along with the respective sections of the scoring chart. To begin, Stableford can be scored two ways: modified or traditional. Modified adjusts the point values in favor of scratch golfers, or golfers that usually shoot under par, and not many people use the modified version. This is why we're gonna stick with explaining the traditional. In short, Stableford provides a point for a bogey, and one extra point for every stroke below a bogey on a hole. If you make a double bogey or higher, you receive no points, and don't have to worry about finishing the hole. For example, if we're to make a bogey, looking at the chart as a guideline, I would receive 1 point for that hole. If I were to make an eagle on the next hole, this correlates to 4 points on the chart, 2 strokes under par. At the end of your round, just tally up your score against your partner and see who comes out on top. It's really that simple. Just make sure to keep the charter scoring system handy for your first couple of rounds, until you remember it, of course. You should put the Stableford scoring chart up, not the modified one, the original. It can be found in the resources. There will always be differences in handicaps, but Stableford makes adjusting the scoring simple for different handicapped players. The traditional scoring will not be adjusted for the lowest handicap player in your group. The rest of the players will get extra strokes, depending on how much higher their handicap is above the lowest in the group. The good rule is to give 1 stroke in Stableford for every handicap stroke you are above the lowest handicap player in the group. Let's use an example to clarify. There are 3 people playing Stableford: player A, B, and C. Player A is a 10 handicap, player B is a 12 handicap, and C is a 13 handicap. Player A would use the traditional scoring system with no adjustments because he is the lowest handicap of the group. Player B would use the traditional card without adjustments for all of the holes except the 2 hardest holes ranked by the golf course. On these holes, player B would get all of the scores adjusted by 1 stroke. So a double bogey would be worth 1, bogey 2, etc. Player C would get an adjusted card on the 3 hardest holes, the same way as player B. This system works out because player B and C get 2 and 3 strokes respectively, on player A because their handicaps are higher. Now, after adjusting the scoring for handicaps, you should have an even game, making Stableford great for casual competition and betting. Betting has been a way to make the game more competitive for hundreds of years. And who doesn't love a little friendly competition? Because of Stableford's ability to adjust for different handicapped players, it is an amazing game for betting, and there are so many ways you can bet on it. People love to come up with their own ways to bet on golf, But if you want inspiration, we'll give you a few to play with Stableford. 5 front, 5 back, 5 total. 5 front, back, and total is played with $15 a person. Or if you want 10 front, back, total, then it would be $30 a person. Really, it's up to you to decide the total amount. No matter the case, it is split into 3 sections. Whoever wins the front 9 by score takes a third of the pot. Whoever wins the back 9 by score takes a third of the pot, and whoever wins the total aggregate score for all holes takes a third of the pot. In a Stableford situation, whoever has the most points after the front 9 and back 9 and total round wins the money in this section they won. It is possible to win 2 or even all the sections, and unfortunately, it's also possible to win none of the sections. Front back total is a great betting game because it helps players if they have a bad front 9, but then a great back 9 or vice versa. And it's always competitive because you're never really out of it, especially with Stableford. Straight betting. Another great betting variation for Stableford is straight betting. Like in the previous game, the amount can be changed, such as $10, $20, or $25. This game is super simple. Whoever wins Stableford takes the bet amount on the match. If players A and B are straight betting for $20, whoever has more Stableford points by the end of the round takes the pot. You can modify straight betting, such as playing per hole, or by a proportion of the total bet amount divided based on Stableford points. But it can get very advanced trying to calculate payouts, so for beginners, we suggest sticking with straight betting or front-back total. As you become more familiar with Stableford, you could always create your own betting systems, so keep an open mind. Aggressive play. One of the amazing benefits of Stableford is aggressive play. Everyone always wants to disregard course management and attack every pin, and because of the limitations on points after bogey, players can go after every stroke and putt in Stableford. There is no difference between a double bogey and a quad bogey, and scores don't carry over between holes. So go after every shot, try to make those birdies and eagles, and try for the long shot instead of the layup. This is one of the great benefits of Stableford, and any avid player will tell you it's why they love the game so much. Bad holes. Like I said, Stableford allows you to take every hole head on, really hunting for those birdies. Bad holes, it's like they never existed because once you miss making a bogey, you can just pick up your ball and walk to the next hole. Golfers have a tendency to go downhill after a couple of bad holes, but with Stableford, it doesn't matter like it would in stroke play. So forget getting down on yourself and keep hunting those points. Always competitive. Stableford is always competitive, no matter the hole, because 1 eagle is equivalent to 4 bogeys. 4 down going into 18, no problem. Just hunt that eagle and hope for a double bogey from your opponent. This is why many people adore Stableford. It's always competitive down to the last putt. Guess what? You're now an expert on Stableford, and that's all there is to this amazing variation of golf. So next time you're thinking of some casual play with your friends or putting some money on the match to make it a bit more competitive, remember Stableford. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about betting games, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And be sure to ring the bell icon so you never miss an update. Have you already tried the Stableford system before? Let us know your experiences in the comments below. Thanks for watching the Golf Vault, and we hope to see you next time.